It's almost impossible for people to plan a trip. You just almost have to black out the calendar and just go.
We decided this year we're doing it. We're not planning anything else other than what we're got in July, and we've set a goal and now we're doing it.
Stayed off their cell phones, stayed off social media. The idea being, let's just have a motorcycle trip and not try and share it while we're doing it, but just to enjoy ourselves and get lost and see parts of Canada and parts of the US we hadn't seen before. We just got into Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada, the Canadian side, and we just got to the Cadillac Motel, which is our lodgings here for our first night.
We are on this cool ass trip going from Lake Erie around and then Lake Huron.
First day's ride was great. We rode back roads, Route 62, all through Pennsylvania and New York, up into Buffalo.
Today was a very different experience for sure. It went from sunny to cold, to dreary, to misty, to rain, to dogs coming out of like houses at us.
It was an excellent day.
The bike I chose to go on this ride was kind of a Frankenstein bike that was built by Jesse Bassett at Gasbox right here in Cleveland, Ohio. He did a knockdown job. I think he just pulled parts off the shelves and put it together, but it's my only bike that has brakes in the front, a disc brake in the back. It's an Evo turnkey. It's got a little bit of suspension, and it's my long distance bike. I love it.
I'm riding a 1989 Harley Davidson Fxr. It's a bike that I picked off of Craigslist about 2 months ago. I call it the Hoopty Fxr. Basically, it was a clapped out, worn out bike, and it had a strong motor in it. I added some parts, one of my inverted front ends and suspensions, and put it together and made the trip.
What was it, 1,500 miles? Just a bit of everything, right? A bit of interstate, a bit of windy road, a bit of state parks, a lot of Canada.
Riding with these dudes, it's the best memories, from the breakdowns to the gas stops to goofing around on the road. It's just the best.
We stopped at Bridal Falls, took a swim, hiked a little bit, enjoyed the sights. What I like about trips like this is the friends. Stories, motorcycles. We all ride motorcycles because they're dangerous. However, you know, it's the people that you do it with that make it fun.
The bike I'm riding for this trip is a 2003 Sportster. It's got some really crazy oversized cams in it and larger pistons, which makes for a lot of fun. It's a super fast, awesome bike and easy to shoot photos on. So it's got lots of cool parts like Bitwell handlebars that are super tight and narrow. It's got just real aggressive stance and you can fly through anything. So real excited about that bike.
We're here at Serpent River Campgrounds. If you have a motorcycle and all you do is ride local, grab a bunch of friends and get out and experience. No chances, no rewards.
I ride a 2016 Harley-Davidson Softail. I just got it last fall and she runs a lot hotter than a Sportster, so that took a lot to get used to. She's a great travel bike. The ride was super comfortable. My butt doesn't hurt too bad. There was like many places I could put my feet on the bike so I can like constantly switch positions so I didn't get too sore, and it's a super, super smooth ride. Was really awesome. It was one of the 3 longest bridges in the world, the little plaque said, and I've never been on a suspension bridge, let alone one that large, and it was really cool. I looked down a couple times and I could see like the glistening of the water, so it was really cool.
Right now we're in Mackinac Island in Michigan, and been a pretty fun time so far. There's a lot of riding out here that you can't get in Ohio. So I've only been riding like 2 years, but when you take in the fact we can't ride half the year, so for me this is just very thrown into it and just learn on the fly and pushing my boundaries, but it's been awesome, man. My bike's a 2001 Sportster. It's pretty stock. I have some lowbrow parts on there. I got pegs and grips and a few other things. I got some Biltwell gear on there, but for the most part my bike's just basically stock, but the bike handles great. I think it fits me great size-wise. I already feel like I'm a better rider now after the last 2 or 3 days of riding. So,
you know, camping, singing in the cabin, you know, campfire, doing some archery, just like kind of everything that makes motorcycles great. What I like about it, like having an adventure.
Sure, yeah. I've never shot an arrow, and sorry I lost one of your arrows, but I'm pretty happy I was hitting the target. That was super fun, yeah.
I did pretty good, and I got 2 bullseyes.
Today's day 5. I think we're about 50 or 60 miles north of Bay City. I'm riding a 1967 Norton on this trip, Atlas based with a lot of customization done to it. Kind of a cafe racer style, aluminum tank, aluminum seat pan, aluminum fenders, lots of polished aluminum on it. 50 years old. I wasn't sure what to expect on a 1,300 mile trip, but so far only minor issues. Been super fun, man. Had a great time, trip of a lifetime. Like great people, great bikes, great roads, nice twisty roads along the shores of some great lakes and some great scenery. Yeah.
I had never been so far north in North America before, and I hadn't been to the Upper Peninsula in Michigan before, or down that east coast of Michigan where we rode Route 23 the whole way, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I rode my 1959 Harley Panhead that I built in 2011. I've got several bikes, and so I hadn't ridden this bike almost at all for the last few years. Kind of took it out of mothballs last fall and decided that this would be a good trip to kind of air it out. And 2 days before the trip, put a Cannonball I-beam Springer on it, change the handlebars, headlight, just kind of change it up a little bit. And 1,500 miles later and 0 problems. I got to adjust my chain and change the fluids, but otherwise it was flawless. Sure, like you? Okay.
Oh, all right.
Hi, I'm Kat. Already forgot.
The bike I rode. The bike I rode on this trip is a. Should I do present time?
Hey, I'm Jason. I'm from,
The bike I was riding for.
Just say the bike I'm riding.
The bike I'm riding.
Oh, my leech.
Basically, I'm just glad to be here and having a good time. You know, that's about it.
And then Mikey's like, it's a leech! Get it off, get it off!
It's still a buzz in my head. We just rolled in and we're just cracking beers.
Always have a good time in Ohio. Yeah.